Hello and welcome to another video from EarnPed.com. I am StevieB, hanging out with my blue undies and my polar bear head. Thanks to Waffles for the polar bear head. So we're at Conch's Rest here on Next Island. We're going to head over to Kamba Outpost. Kamba Outpost. So in my last video, I know the last two videos have been a little bit less than what you guys typically get out of me. They haven't been quite up to par, and I apologize about that. But in the last two videos, what I essentially did is I walked you through some things that I had to do, some missions that I had to complete, and give you some of my reasoning for it. I also told you guys that those were part of a larger overall plan, and one of the things that I did when I very first started making the videos for Next Island is I made videos that, if you were smart, if you started piecing things together, led you to something greater. Now, you might not have had all the puzzle pieces to work with, you might have only had one, you might have had several, but if you started running with some of the videos I made that you're like, huh, that seems kind of not necessarily like his normal video, those videos would lead you somewhere. So this is going to be the video that explains where the first somewhere was. There's several somewheres, but the first thing I was trying to lead you to was this, and I had to get here myself because I wanted you guys to kind of see my reasoning behind it. So I'm at Combat Outpost. I'm going to put in a waypoint over here that I copied from the internet, and we're going to head over to that waypoint. So if you did all the other missions, finding the 50 blue flowers, doing the bonus mission to get the blueprint to make the flowers, and then the solving an old Next Island mystery, the waypoint mission, which was the video before this one, where you just went back and forth between the pyramid and the monkey, what you end up doing is you end up getting access to the magical forest instance. Now this is a solo instance, so this is not an instance you can take your friends in. You have to go in by yourself. If you come to Combat Outpost and you go over to this waypoint, it looks like nothing out of the ordinary, and then all of a sudden you find these pillars. Now this would have been the very last step in the solving an old Next Island mystery. As you see these pillars, and there's this giant mushroom over here. That mushroom is the entrance to the magical forest instance. Now here's the interesting thing. I'm going to actually click on it as if I was going in, and I will show you guys how the videos all tie together. To go into the forest instance, what does it ask you for? Decorative Magic Flower times 3. So after you do those 50 blue flower waypoint missions and get all those teleporters, you do the bonus mission to get the blueprint to make the magic flowers. You complete the solving an old Next Island mystery to get access to the instance. Now you get here to the door of the entrance. Guess what you need? The 3 magic flowers. Well, you have to go craft them, which is why you need the blueprint. This is why they do have some amount of demand, even if they have very, very little markup and very, very little demand. Some people don't want to craft them. Some people just want to go buy them and go into the instance. Now, when you craft them, they don't have to come out full TT. You can craft on quantity, have it spit out 3 successful attempts, throw them into a repair terminal, repair them to full TT, put them in here, and then you're in the instance. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, when I click off this, it's going to take me back to the teleporter since I'm not actually going in. So to get into the instance costs a grand total of 5.4 ped TT value. That's the TT value of 3 fully repaired magical flowers that are decorative. Now that doesn't count markup, that doesn't count, losses from crafting attempts that are near successes or fails. That's just straight, you throw it into the repair terminal, max it out, and then throw it in there, 5.4 ped TT value. So 54 cents to get in. Now why is this something that when I saw it I immediately wanted to get into, and why is it something that I made a series of videos about, helping to lead you guys to it in case it was potentially profitable? It was not. Sometimes things are profitable, sometimes they're not, but this one just happened to be one of those that wasn't. But why would I do that? Well, if you read some of the descriptions online from like the wiki and other places, when it describes the magical forest instance, it describes it as a magical place that contains all of the loot of Next Island and ancient Greece. So think about that for a second. If this is an instance that you can get into rather easily, that would be something that lower to mid-level players could handle, and it had all the loot from Next Island and Ancient Greece, think about what that would mean. You're talking high demand, high markup tier components. You're talking Gorgon Armor, Serpent Scales for Gorgon Armor, upgrade pieces for Gorgon Armor. You're talking the Titan Armor from the Moloch Depths instance. All of that would then be included. So the moment I read that this instance had the potential to have all of the loot pool from all of Next Island, all of Ancient Greece, I immediately started banging these missions out trying to get in there to verify if that was true. Because if that was true, we would have had the first instance in game where low to mid-level players could just endlessly grind and get their hands on some of that uber rare, uber valuable, super high demand, super high markup loot. And what's unique about the Magical Forest instance is the only creature in there is level 25 Ghostly Screecher. Now it's just like a regular Screecher, but it's kind of see-through. And if you go to the pyramid when you're doing the Solving an Old Next Island Mystery mission, you'll actually see a statue of a Ghostly Screecher. It looks almost exactly the same. They're a Screecher, but kind of hollow and see-through. Level 25, don't have to have a lot of defense to take them out. You can shoot them from a good range with a rifle. As long as you're using Armatrix rifles and you're in the 40-45 range, somewhere in there, it can be done pretty easily, especially with reload speed and pills. You wouldn't even need something that big. So this seemed like it had the potential to be a very good opportunity. Now, unfortunately, I did get in. I did do some hunting, and my initial assumption was that the phrase, all the loot from Next Island in Ancient Greece, was incorrect. We're not talking Gorgon Armor. We're not talking Titan Armor. We're not talking Warmonger Armor. We're not talking unlimited FAPs. We're not talking high-end tiering components. What you will really get if you go into that instance is a lot of useless oils that go into the trade terminal, Drake scales from various different types of drakes, and potentially a Laura plushie. Now, I did get a Laura plushie like right off the bat. It was less than 3 minutes. I was only a couple of kills in. And I didn't spend a lot of time in there because it was very easy to figure out very early on if it was indeed all of the loot from Next Island in Ancient Greece. They had set the loot rates to such that you would have to grind for hours just to get a single tiering component. It was almost all TT food, plus Drake skills, plus a Laura plushie. Now, recently there have been some updates made to Next Island. Some new things have happened, and the Drake skills do have a little bit more use, a little bit more demand, maybe even some markup. But they were never that hard to get your hands on to begin with if you really, really wanted to. So even if they have a little bit more use now, they don't have enough to necessarily make going in there profitable. But it was potentially a great opportunity. Now, it didn't turn out to be, but that is why I was trying to get you guys to think more like I think. I've gotten hundreds of messages from people, hundreds of emails, and nobody has mentioned the fact that there are places online where it says that the Magical Forest instance has all that loot from those loot pools. Nobody even mentioned it. So that's why in going there and in doing those missions to get into it and trying to verify that myself, I wanted to make it a series of videos that maybe somebody could piece together. And maybe that was expecting a little bit too much. But I thought maybe if I do a video here, a video there, people might kind of start, but when they're doing their own research online, they might kind of start seeing some of the missions I'm doing, some of the videos I'm making, and piecing together like, hey, I think he's headed somewhere with this and he's just not saying it. Now, I did go a step further. I got with Socrates, and I said, hey man, I said, here's what I saw online, and when I went into the instance, here's the kind of results that I saw. It wasn't all the loot from Next Island and Ancient Greece. It was just more or less some Drake Scales, a Laura plushie, and some oils. So, what's the deal? Is there a shot at Titan Armor? Is there not? Is there a shot at Gorgon Armor? Is there not? And Socrates did verify for me that no, indeed, that is not correct. While there is loot from the loot pool of both Next Island and Ancient Greece, to say it has all the loot from all the loot pools in Next Island and Ancient Greece is incorrect. There is a 0% chance of going into the Magical Forest instance and getting Titan Armor. There is a 0% chance of going into the Magical Forest instance and getting Gorgon Armor. So the information online was a little bit misleading, but it was still one of those things that it seemed like an opportunity that might be there, and sometimes you want to take advantage of that, because once word gets out that an opportunity is there, it gets killed really quick. If indeed it had been what I was hoping it was, and that had indeed been the case, word would have gotten out, everybody would have found out, everybody would have been there, it would have just gotten absolutely destroyed, and the loot pool would have changed, the instance would have changed, the opportunity would have been gone. So sometimes being the first one to get in on the opportunity is a big thing, especially in Entropia. But I wanted to make that series of videos because, again, I'm trying to show you guys a little bit more how I think, the way my mind works, so that you guys can think like me, because I can't be here for everything. I cannot hold every single player's hand and walk them through every single step of every single process. Between work and real life, I've got a lot going on. I haven't gotten to pump out a lot of videos. I haven't gotten to do a lot of things in game. I've been dealing with a lot myself, so I can't always be there to tell you guys about the next opportunity or the next big thing. Sometimes you guys have to rely on it without me, and that's fine. That's how it's supposed to be. But if I can even lead people in the right direction, I like trying to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I know I'm pumping out videos pretty fast, trying to get them in by the end of July, trying to get those views up so I can submit them to Socrates for July. Because personally, in my real life, July has just been a heck of a month. It's been an absolute drain. It's not going to stop. And I've still got to pump out 2 more videos somehow. So that being said, I'm going to leave this one there. Like I said, there are other videos that I've been making about Next Island that point to other opportunities that have been very profitable for me, that did work out the way I wanted them to, that have met my goals, and have been very, very, very helpful in game. So, no, not every single step in the process that you would need to figure out where those opportunities lie is there. There are more pieces still missing than are there. Partly because this is like a 7-month thing that Next Island's doing, and I kind of planned it to be one of those things where it would take all the videos from all 7 months to get you pointed to some of these things and just lay it out for you step by step. So you might not be able to piece it all together. You might not be able to find all those opportunities, but some people will find them either through watching the videos and piecing it together or just stumbling across it while playing. So that being said, I do have a lot of stuff planned. The next 48 hours are vital in my real life. Hopefully everything goes one way, and if it does, it's still going to be all bad. If it goes another way, it could be even worse. So we'll just see what happens at some point when this is all over. I promise you guys are going to get to hear the entire story of what I've been dealing with, and you aren't going to believe it. Your jaws are going to drop. Those people that do know about it, they're like, bro, I can't even believe you're dealing with all this. I can't believe this is actually something that's really going on. So I apologize that I haven't been in game more. I apologize that I haven't been able to pump out more videos, but hopefully that will be changing very, very soon. So we really appreciate all the support. All the prayers you can give us over the next 48 hours are very, very important, because only God can fix this. Only God can make this all work out. So we really appreciate all the support from all the StevieBs. We do have more content coming from you. Check out the couple of videos from earlier. Check out this one, and I've got 2 more that I'll be pumping out bare minimum by the end of the month, and then we'll just go from there. Hopefully we will be able to have that first Fight Club very, very, very soon. I'm trying to get this wrapped up first, this real life stuff, so that I can clear up for Fight Club. Even with the real life stuff not wrapped up, hopefully my work schedule is changing coming next week, so that I will at least have every other weekend off, and bare minimum we can at least do it like every other weekend. So for now I'm going to leave it there. Sip, sip, smack, smack. Y'all know the rest. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because there's always a hater hitting that dislike button, and every subscriber matters, every like matters. Head over to earnped.com, because when you earn, we earn. That is by far the best way you guys can help us out and help support us. We know we weren't the first, nor are we the only place that helps you earn PED, but we appreciate all the support we get. And we will be back with more content for you guys later this week. Take care, StevieBs.